What's up, everybody? This is Kevin here from Happy Beard Games, your source for classic gaming goodness. Yes, Back to the Future. Back to the Future is one of my favorite film trilogies. As a kid, I actually used to watch this as movie marathons on a laser disc, similar to this one. Yeah, actually it was this one. But, I used to watch this as mini marathons when I was a kid. Many movie trilogies I used to do that. Not just Back to the Future, but movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Ghostbusters, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Batman. Lots of classic films and other 80s hits. One of the things that I like to do now that I'm grown up is go back and revisit those films. But not just the films, I like to check out the video games based on those films that I may or may not have missed out on. One of those that I did not play as a kid was one that I picked up later as a squid, and that would be Back to the Future. Yes, of course, Back to the Future. Not just Back to the Future 1, but Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3, all on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Back to the Future! Yeah, so we got Back to the Future. It's a light science fiction series. It's okay, don't throw that off, guys. You know, sci-fi, woo, watch out. It's gonna get a little technical here, but no, it's not. It's more of a comedy adventure film. It's a lot of fun. It has time travel and time machines, but don't let that throw you off. It's not too sci-fi. Now it has Marty McFly, played by Michael J. Fox, and the Doc Brown, creator of the DeLorean time machine, played by Christopher Lloyd. In the first film, they go in their DeLorean time traveling car back to the 1950s. Yeah, time of my grandparents. So this film actually takes place and was filmed in the 1980s. So they're going back a good 30 years. Back to when Marty McFly's parents were around, okay? In number 2, they go to the future, and they go to the year 2015. Okay? So the year 2015 was actually last year for old Kevin. I live in the future! Whoa! Where's my flying cars? But anyways, I don't see any. I'm not seeing any in this part of town. But, yeah, so we got Back to the Future 2, they go into 2015, and each film has its own theme of going into mostly a focus on a separate time period, whereas Back to the Future Part 3, yeah, they go back to the old western days of like cowboys and such, and Jules Verne. I'm going to play through Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 2 and 3 after that on the same video, and yeah, so now here's the catch about these games. You see this little guy up here. Who could that be? Oh, LJN. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's the LJN Rainbow, guys. Yeah, I know. It's a notoriously bad company, but they used to make toys back in the 80s and 70s, and they moved on to electronics. So we've got LJN Toys making Back to the Future, as well as other games. So you may remember back in Gametober, which I did in Hollywood Games, I played the LJN game Friday the 13th, and we all know how that turned out. So let's check out Back to the Future. Back to the Future 2 and 3 is also by LJN, so be careful, guys. Be careful when you see that rainbow. Let's pop in these bad boys and get to some Back to the Future games on the NES today on Happy Beard Games. No, 1989 LJN Toys and 1985 Universal City Studios. Alright, this is an oldie. Well, it's an oldie where I come from. Oh no, get ready to hear this song a lot, guys. This song's gonna play throughout the whole game, man. I mean, Back to the Future. When you think of Back to the Future, you go bum ba da bum 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 bum, or maybe even Back in Time, or something like that, or like some Huey Lewis in the News song. But Back to the Future does not sound like this NES chime that we're hearing right now. It's so repetitive, so short, and so ugh. Okay, Back to the Future, press start to play. Here we go, guys! Oh no, it's gonna play this same tune throughout the whole game? I'm afraid, guys. Here we go. Here's the map. Hill Valley. Looks like we've got a few levels going north. And then we get to the bar stage. And then I've actually never made it past the bar stage because it's madness, as we'll see. Then you go to a school stage, which I'm kind of curious what that's like. Then you go to a dance, and then you go to the clock tower. So it sort of follows the storyline of the movie in a way, very loosely. Alright, Hill Valley 1, let's do this. Okay, so just quick layout of the HUD. You've got your high score, which I'll probably never reach. You've got that photograph in the middle, which will fade away. Sort of like the photographs in the film that fade away when history goes wrong. And then you've got clocks that you can pick up, which apparently slow down the progress of that inevitable photograph. Even if you beat a level, the photograph will continue to fade away on the next level. And the photograph fading away, once it goes to 0, you will lose a life and have to start over that stage from the start. In addition, you have the time, which starts out at 200, so we're gonna play this right now. Now the time, you want to pay attention to it first because that goes way faster than it should. Now we're picking up these clocks. This is Marty McFly, and it's so bad. How could they make a Back to the Future game this bad? Now what you're doing is it's auto-running you forward. You can kind of move around, you can kind of move backwards. Now pretty much anything here is going to make you fall over, including the bad guys. They don't kill you, but they kind of slow you down by making you fall over. Picking up these clocks aren't explained, but yeah, so you can pick up that bowling ball thing, you can throw it at people. Here's the skateboard. I'm surprised I found it so early on. Skate through this level. Oh no, I hit those two guys, or maybe I don't know what I hit. I hit everything at once. Did I mention that getting stuck behind a wall or edge will also get Marty knocked out? And what the hell was that? They put a skateboard in front of a wall. There's no possible way you could get the skateboard that time. Now the skateboard and bowling balls show up randomly each time, and also randomly each time when you get knocked out, so they'll reset. But come on, Doc! So it's one of those games where you kinda gotta, like, if you're doing good, you don't want to mess up. Because it'll really hurt you later on. Jump over some of these obstacles, but not all the people. Now, some of these things like the tar that you see on the ground, or the oil, I guess is what it is, it'll help you, it'll make you slip. Here's a skateboard. It appears in different spots on every level, and sometimes different spots on the same level. So here's the four-way stop. We just kind of get to that four-way intersection and try to, that's how that level ends. Okay, and then we go to the second level of Hill Valley, just going on down the street. Okay, here we go. I got my skateboard right from the start because I had it at the end of the last episode. And I remember I have this ball to throw stuff at, so it's kind of like a vertical shooter, in a way. Of course, it takes a while to get built up to that point, because you have to pick up these items first. Oh no, those bees! Not the bees! Ah, those foul bees. Now we're back to walking it. Let's pick up these clocks so you can tell that the photograph in the bottom is starting to wear away. And that's really hard to keep it going because the clocks don't really seem to do much for it. Let's try to grab these clocks because we don't have very much time on that photograph. Gotta really pay attention to that thing in addition to the actual in-game time limit. And I got hit by a bee. Almost there, almost there, almost there, almost there. Did we beat it? Yes, but we're gonna lose right at the start of the next level because look at the photograph. It's fading away almost entirely. So we should lose a life at the start of this next stage. So don't get too involved in the gameplay if this happens to you. So just pay attention to that as well. Because sometimes it kind of comes out of nowhere and it doesn't seem like you got, you know, hurt or anything, and then it just kind of happens. Oh no, that wasn't it though. This is it, where you fade away. Alright, and that's when you lose a life. So now we're starting for real, guys. Okay, here we go. I know where some of the enemies are at the start now because I just played it, but Let's go try to find that ball and the skateboard. Here's the ball. So I can shoot stuff at least. And shoot the enemies, or civilian people. I don't know how they're really considered enemies. If you fall, you do lose the ball, like I just did. Gotta be very careful with this gameplay. Here's the end of this stage. It always ends at one of these four-way intersections. I don't really know why that is. It doesn't seem like a very goal-like ending to a level. Now, at the end of this level, we'll start the bar stage, but you gotta pay attention, because if you lose the bar, you go back to this part that I'm at right now. Okay, let's try to do this. I'm actually doing alright. Doing alright. Okay, now, I don't have the ball. Okay, I just want to make sure. Gotta dodge these muscle men. Muscle man! Here's the ball. Now, surprisingly, the skateboard did not show up at all the last level. I don't know why that is. And we lost the ball without even using it. Okay, come on, Marty. Why is Marty wearing like a muscle shirt? And he doesn't look like Marty hardly at all. He's not wearing anything that Marty would wear in the movie, as far as I remember. At least nothing iconic. And where's Doc Brown? Shouldn't he be in this game at some point? And also, where is pretty much anything that resembles anything from the film? Now, if I was making a Back to the Future video game, specifically on the NES, given its limitations, and considering if I was back in the day making it, I would have not made it like this. I would have made it show some cutscenes, I would have made it show some character interaction, I would have made it so you get to drive the DeLorean around the town, I would have made it so you recreate scenes from the movies specifically. I know they'd be a little bit different because it's on the NES, but I wouldn't make a game that's this far off from the film source. Because this is just, it's ridiculous. It's like, when does Marty get chased by bees and muscle men, skateboard around town for a good 10 minutes? Oh, we got the skateboard, but it was right at the end of the stage, so there's no point using it. Where was it a couple stages ago? Okay, we got some bone store time. Now here comes Lou's Cafe, Bullies to Go stage. This is where it gets a little hard for old Kevin. I guess I'm Marty as a bartender, or maybe I'm Lou, I don't know. Oh, we lost already. Great aim, and he grabs you, throws you against the wall, and you go splat, and I guess you die. I don't know. Ouch, they sure threw you out in a hurry. More like threw me into the wall. But yeah, now we go back to the map, and I think we have to go through this walking stage once again. And that's just the same old, but it gets a little bit harder on each level, so you gotta give them some credit for that, even though that is a pretty simple thing to do. Alright. Wait. What? I thought that was the end of the level. That was weird. It was like I hit the park bench, and then I made it back, and then I walked forward, and it wasn't even the end of the level part, and it, like, ended. Okay, I'll take it. Let's try this. You can shoot really fast if you're careful, but you can't shoot super fast, so you gotta kinda aim it right. You have one super shake that you can use with the A button. The super shake allows you to knock out multiple enemies on screen at one time. You can then shoot the rest with the B button tapper style. I recommend saving that super shake for when things get a little hairy towards the end of the level. However, I've never actually completed it. To complete this stage, you have to knock out at least 50 bullies without any of them getting to you to move on. Fail and you return to the last street stage. If just one bad guy gets to the bar counter, he will throw Marty through the wall, splatter him, losing a life, and sending you back to the walking portion of stage 4. It's ridiculous! This doesn't happen! Why is this happening in the game? I mean, I know I lost, but, I don't remember Marty McFly throwing drinks at people that walk into a bar trying to throw them against the wall. Yeah, they sure threw me out in a hurry, just like I'm gonna throw this game out in a hurry. There are 4 event stages in total. The first one is the bar, of course, then you go to the library, the school, and then finally the clock tower stage. Each one plays out differently, but is also different than the town levels where you're vertically scrolling forward and walking down the streets. Tough luck, Marty, it looks like you're stuck here. So I guess this is already Marty when he's back in the 50s, I guess is what that little explanation is. That's Back to the Future for the NES, and that's the farthest I've ever made it on this game. So, yeah. Okay, I know it's been done before, but I've been a little harsh on LJN this time, but in some ways it does deserve the criticism that it gets, a notorious bad reputation that it does get from this and other movie games, not just LJN, but lots of other movie games. Now, things like E.T. on Atari, for example, is just, things that get rushed out to be at the same time as the film, and into kids' households for whatever the movie is about to come out, either on theaters or on video. And with Back to the Future, that was definitely seems to be the case. I don't know if that's exactly how it happened, the same way as E.T. I don't know if this was actually made at the same time as the film or not. So what are the positives about this game? Well, it's a challenge. It's a fun challenge. I mean, it's arcadey. You don't get continues. You have lives, and that's all you get, and then you start over completely. So it urges you and pushes you to your limits of trying to figure out the patterns of the game, how the game works, and so on. And since I've been playing it, I kind of got better at the walking stages, so that they're kind of a breeze now. But the bar stage, once you make it to that, it's so tough. You have to kill 50 enemies once again. By throwing drinks at them, and it's tough and tedious, but eventually I will get it. And that's what the good thing about this game is it makes you want to keep playing. It's sort of like Fester's Quest, how it's such a challenge, and it's really tough on your mind, it's tough on your hands and your hand-eye coordination and just gameplay skills in general. And that's what makes it fun. It's a challenge. It's an old school video game challenge. Now, Back to the Future is it's by no means a good game. Has many flaws. It doesn't follow the film. If you're like Back to the Future and you put it in, you're like, oh no. That's basically what my initial reactions was on this video. It was just, oh no, what have I got myself into? But altogether, Back to the Future, it's a fun challenge. I'll give you that, LJN. I'll give you that. It's not my favorite game to play, but by the way, guys, it's about to get a whole lot worse. And be sure to stay tuned to Happy Beard Games for more classic gaming goodness and more Back to the Future coming soon.